Will you take the COVID-19 vaccine? That's what I want to know here on Network 126, because with things like this coming out in the news, this is very concerning. This is Brian Fritz of Network 126, and I decided I'm going to conduct a survey right here on my channel. But before I do that, I just want to jump into some of the reasoning behind that. So I think USA Today sums it up pretty well here. Exclusive, 2/3 of Americans, 2/3, say they won't get COVID-19 vaccine when it's first available. USA Today Suffolk poll shows. Now, this is very enlightening. What's up, Jose Godi? Listening to your nightly podcast, I see. Anyway, this is just a reflection of the general mindset of society right now. It says here, 2/3 of U.S. voters say they won't try to get a coronavirus vaccine as soon as it becomes available, and 1 in 4 say they don't want to ever get it, according to a new USA Today / Suffolk poll released the same week that the number of COVID-19 cases surpassed 6 million. I don't plan on being anyone's guinea pig, said Ebony Dew, an independent from Capitol Heights, Maryland. I don't plan on getting it at all. The 40-year-old access control specialist questions the safety of a potential vaccine, echoing concerns shared by millions of Americans. I feel like their testing is a trial and error, Dew said, and I also feel that they don't really know all that much about this virus. So, how can they create a cure for it just yet? The poll of 1,000 voters follows similar surveys in the past month that indicate as many as 1/3 of Americans would decline a vaccine, fueled by mistrust of the Trump administration's push to speed up its development, as well as a sizable slice of the country that generally opposes immunizations of any kind. President Donald Trump has been promoting Operation Warp Speed, a multi-agency initiative to expedite production of COVID-19 tests, treatments, and vaccines. Its goal is to produce and deliver 300 million doses of a vaccine by January. 3 vaccine candidates are in phase 3 trials in the United States, and more are expected to enter phase 3 trials by the end of September, according to Alex Azar, Secretary of Health and Human Services. Experts say the level of public resistance to an immunization against a virus that has killed more than 185,000 Americans, well, actually I heard it's like 200,000 now, is concerning because it undermines the utility of the vaccine. If you have 330 million doses of a vaccine and nobody wants it, it accomplishes nothing. You've got to use the vaccine. It's just as important as how effective the vaccine is, said Dr. Salman, a professor at the Bloomberg School of Public Health at Johns Hopkins University and an expert in global disease epidemiology and control. You probably need between 70 and 80% of the population to get immune in order to really control COVID, he said. And when I say immune, I mean both get the vaccine and the vaccine worked for them. The USA Today Suffolk poll found that about 2/3 of the 1,000 voters surveyed, 67%, would either not take the vaccine until others have tried it, 44%, or not take it at all, 23%. The other third of respondents were split between those who said they would take the vaccine as soon as it's available, 27%, or those who are undecided, 6%. Those 75 and older were by far the likeliest to say they would get the vaccine right away. The poll, taken August 28th through 31st, surveyed registered voters by cell phone and landline and has a margin of error of plus or minus 3.1 percentage points. Democrats, 86%, are more likely than Republicans, 61%, to get the vaccine at some point. Men and women were evenly split, but the youngest respondents, those under 24, and the oldest, those 75 and older, were the likeliest to get the vaccine either right away or after seeing the initial immunization or after seeing how the initial immunizations went. I should have the computer read these. It's been a long night. Hispanic voters, 17%, and black voters, 15%, are less willing than white voters, 31%, to take the vaccine as soon as it becomes available, according to the poll. The survey found that both groups were also likelier not to take the vaccine at all compared with whites. That's interesting. Some experts say voters of color will need to be reassured about the vaccine because of often being treated poorly by those in the medical field. Antonio Gonzalez, a Democrat from Portland, Oregon, is among those polled who would wait before getting the vaccine. I think I would do a little bit of reading just to understand the process of this vaccine's creation and how it aligns up to what could be considered best practices for general vaccine creation, he said. Aileen Burnett Hall, a Democrat from Palmdale, California, and Deborah Hall, a Republican from Farmington, New Mexico, would immediately get the vaccine once it's available. Both likened it to the flu shot. I get the flu shot right away, so I don't know what would persuade me to wait, said Burnett Hall, 64. All these people complain about getting the flu, but they don't get the shot. I would just go ahead and do it. 41% of those surveyed would not get the coronavirus vaccine if the federal government required it versus 50% of those who said they would. Dozens of doctors, nurses, and health officials interviewed by Kaiser Health News and the Associated Press expressed concern about the country's readiness to conduct mass vaccinations, as well as frustration with months of inconsistent information from the federal government. The gaps include figuring out how officials will keep track of who has gotten which doses and how they'll keep the workers who give the shots safe with enough protective gear and syringes to do their jobs. David Brokum, an independent voter from Columbus, Indiana, would consider getting the vaccine, but would further put it off if he was ordered by the government to get it. If they're forcing me to get something like that, it makes me think more that there's something behind it, he said. I don't blame him. As for the vaccine itself, Brockman is still unsure he can trust it. I just don't know if that would be something that right away I would just stick in my arm out and say, hey, oh yeah, give it to me. Scientists have also voiced concern over the readiness of the vaccine, worried that pressure from Trump ahead of the November 3rd election might lead the FDA to approve the vaccine before it is fully tested. Concern over political pressure comes after the Food and Drug Administration claimed blood plasma reduced deaths in coronavirus patients by 35% as justification for issuing an emergency use authorization for plasma. another treatment that the president has said is promising. But Dr. Anthony Fauci, director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, said he's confident that the experts in charge of the vaccine will not be swayed by politics. Oh man, what a mess this world is. So, with all that being said, now I thought about how I was going to do this. I think I'm actually going to do this poll twice, but in different formats. One of them is going to be like a yes, no, maybe, or maybe later. And the other one's going to be a Likert scale. You know, the familiar strongly strongly agree, undecided, disagree, strongly disagree. I think that'll be an interesting way to spin it. And then I'll do a future video releasing the results and see. That'll be interesting to see what people say about that. So this is for you guys. This is for the audience. Just go to, well, as soon as I finish making it. But if you're watching this after the fact, after October 5th, 2020 at 11:12 p.m., then it's already up. But just go to my main channel page. Here's my main channel page over here. It'll look different for you, though, because, or, you know, if you're a new or returning subscriber, depending, it'll look different. But just go ahead up here, the community tab up here. Go ahead and just hit that. And I'm going to post, I'm going to hit the poll button. I'm going to ask, will you take the COVID-19 vaccine? Should I say right away, or should I just leave it at that? Yeah, I should say right away. I think that's a good way of wording that. Will you take the COVID-19 vaccine right away? So I'm going to say yes, no, or should I just, yeah, maybe I should just simplify it. Will you take the COVID-19 vaccine right away? What's up, Rod Seller? I'm not anyone's I'm not anyone the guinea pig either. Agenda 21. This is not the only pandemic we might be dealing with. I keep hearing rumors about the bubonic plague returning. Yeah, I've heard stuff about that too. What's up, Texas Made? Government are liars and killers. They won't kill me with no vaccine. What's up, Greg? Somebody, greetings. I'm not taking some BS vaccine. This whole thing is a giant psyop. And Mary Jane is agreeing with Rod, apparently. Yes, that Rod. You're right. It's already here, I have heard. Okay, so with all that being said, will you take the COVID-19 vaccine right away? Yes or no? I think I'm just going to go ahead and post it like that. So that is now live for you guys to take. Now I'm going to do another one. I'm going to word this one. I'm confident in taking the COVID-19 vaccine as soon as it becomes available. confident in taking the COVID-19 vaccine as soon as it becomes available. Yeah. Sounds about right. Oh, I forgot to select the poll option. So, I'm gonna say strongly agree. Agree. Yeah, I guess I can just say undecided. I'll word it like this one. Oh, still trying to get used to this new browser. There we go. Undecided. Disagree. Strongly disagree. So, I'm going to leave that one at that. Be interesting to see the feedback on this. I'm going to go ahead and hit post on that. And so go ahead and vote on that right now. It's the only voting I actually really stand behind, that I can actually support and actually say go vote. Fuck all that political nonsense. Go vote on Network 126, everybody. I'm going to jump into some of the comments. I'm going to wrap this one up. Let's see. What's everybody saying here? Al Cortez 173 saying, "What's up, Brian?" The answer is hell no. Matt says, "Hi, man. Are you still looking for a job?" Dude, I've answered this so many times in so many videos. I'm just going to keep getting fired everywhere as long as these masks are still mandatory. I've said it so many times. It's no point looking if I'm just going to get fired again and again and again. Really, I mean, I'm gonna have a problem wearing it for that long. I can't do it, especially if it's a hard labor job, which is where I have the most experience and know-how and all that. So that's where I'm most likely to get another job in, and I can't do it in a mask, especially if it's like in a hot warehouse. And it's been pretty hot out here again lately, like about 100 degrees every day. I will not be able to tolerate that in a mask. I will not be able to keep it on. And if they're strict as they were at Amazon, I will just end up losing my job all over again. So I got a whole nother video that I'm going to do about how COVID has affected everyone. And yeah, that's going to be a whole nother topic. But back to the comments over here. "Are you all freaks and weirdos?" says Caped Crusader. Anyway, I guess that's about it for this one. Going on just about 20 minutes here. So the polls are open. You go vote right now on Network 126. Oh, there we go. I got 2 votes already on the first one. Will you take the COVID-19 vaccine right away? 2 people answered no, 100%. I told you it was going to be interesting. It looks like I got a comment already on this. "I'm the first vote," says JJ. Shout out to JJ. So, oh, here's JJ in the live chat. "I wear a mask all day. I voted." Al Cortez 173 saying, "Brian, did you get your mail-in ballot?" I don't think you've been watching some of my recent videos. I'm not even registered to vote. I don't believe in the system. I even did. You should go watch those videos talking about I don't want either of those fools ruling over me, Trump or Biden. They're both. I don't even know where to begin with them. There's just so many things, all like a flood of words that just all rush to the front of my mind at once. Like I don't even know which one to pick. But you get my drift. Go check those videos out, and I explain it much better than I am doing right now on this one. Plus, I don't want to get too much into that in this one. Yeah, Al Cortez is like, oh, okay, got it. Yeah, I just really don't believe in all this shit. The system has not worked for me, basically. My entire adult life. I guess I was just born at the wrong time. I even did a whole entire video about millennials being one of the most unluckiest generations in modern history because we've had to face not only the Great Depression, I mean, the Great Recession, they called it, but now this COVID-induced, pandemic, economic, whatever it's turning into. A lot of people are saying it's starting to mirror the 1930s depression. So shit's getting really bad. Waves of bankruptcies, companies closing down, closing up, brick and mortar locations. Everything's just going downhill. Everything's just going to shit. The Fed's pumping everything with like billions of dollars, or trillions by now at this point. And everyone's bickering and fighting, the House and the Senate, over getting the stimulus package passed to save everybody before we all start rioting with pitchforks and torches, angry and hungry, or hangry, as you call it. Oh, what a mess this world is. Anyway, let's see if I got any more votes on this. Nope, none yet. Let's see if the other one got votes. Nope. Come on, guys, go vote. Go vote on Network 126. JJ says it will get better when Trump is out next month. Well, as much as I'd like to believe that, I just really don't have faith in that, because as long as this current system is standing and operating and doing its thing, which includes all the corruption along with it, and not just our government in the U.S., governments all over the world, especially China, North Korea. I mean, just those are just a handful of examples. The tyranny, the level of control, and I could get into all that in a whole separate video, but I'm not going to do that in this one. But anyway, you guys kind of get my drift. What's up, 88 Nick 8? Did you and Anthony Walking Journey make up? I don't know. I haven't really talked about or to Anthony lately. JJ is saying, oh, I already read that one. Al Cortez 173 saying, Brian, did you hear Regal theaters are permanently closing? Yeah, I just heard about that. Maybe I should do a whole separate video about that one as well. Very interesting times we're living in, folks. I just, there's so much to say, but then at the same time, like I just don't have the words. Like, I don't know what to say. I'm just speechless because, like, although there's so much to be said about all this, I'm just so overwhelmed, and I'm just sitting here like, where do I start? Holy shit. It's like being aboard the Titanic, if this were in more like modern times, and like I was vlogging aboard the Titanic and we struck that iceberg, and I'm over here like, he struck an iceberg. They're saying this ship is going to sink. Like, yeah, it would be like that. And then it would eventually get to the point where I'm like doing my like my last ever live stream, and I'm like, guys, The water's coming in. It's about to short circuit my computer system. I can't hold on much longer, guys. Like, it's been great. This has been a wonderful journey with you guys. Thank you for following me. But it looks like I'm going to die here. Holy shit. You know, that's how kind of this disaster, this COVID, whatever you want to call it, disaster, depression is starting to feel like in a way. It's like the things that I keep hearing in the headlines. And anyway, I don't know if Biden is going to win. Just to jump back on that real quick, it would be great to see Trump get the fuck out of the White House. But with Biden, I mean, I just saw 2 videos. What was the first one? Well, one of them, he's talking about that he would love to see a 4-year-old girl dancing or 4-year-old kids dancing or something. And I'm like, what? And then he did another one talking about something about a black woman stocking shelves in the grocery store. Like, dude, come on. Dude. It's like it's like he's got like this underlying racism that's just programmed in him from the times that he's from, that he doesn't even realize it. And he's just so absent-minded that things just slip out. Like, dude, come on. And then these like other comments he's talking about, like, I got hairy legs, and the kids used to rub and watch the little hairs trick back up. And I learned a lot about cockroaches. Like, what the fuck? And then to make it matters even worse, he's like surrounded by like mostly like it looks like black children. And then I heard later people were commenting that like cockroaches is like a racial slur kind of term. And I'm like, dude, come on, no. And then he talking about he concluded that one about like he loves children jumping on his lap. Like, dude, come on. Like, that's, I made a whole video on that too. Like, we have, you know, between him and this orange buffoon who apparently is racist. It's been shown countless times. You can go and watch those clips. They're all over YouTube. And I've included some in even one of those videos that I did. And just the things that he does and says are just so unbelievable. I don't even know where to start with him either. And then when Biden even says, like, and he's basically admitting or saying he's so mixed up in the head. He seriously doesn't even know where he is half the time. And somehow he just ended up like tripping over his words. Mental gymnastics got the best of him. And he's like, and we have no choice but to vote for Donald Trump or something along those lines. I'm like, dude, no. And then he even said that he was even talking, he was being interviewed on the news, and he was talking about that like the first thing we got to do is beat Joe Biden. Joe Biden says that. Like, no, dude, you are Joe Biden. Aren't you? And then he even says that that he's his own husband. All this kind of stuff. It's just, dude, come on. It's just a joke. Well, the choices that we have to pick from. It's just an absolute joke. Al Cortez 173 saying, just imagine all the people that are enrolling in unemployment benefits in California. The state can't take much more. Yeah, no shit. The whole thing is just, the shit's hitting the fan right now. It really is. 88 Nick 8 says, stock at Home Depot and Lowe's in sections are disappearing. Some areas are completely bare. I ask employees to look up when in stock. It says no planned delivery. Getting scary. Huh. Where's this going on, 88 Nick 8? Maybe that's a potential video idea for me. I can get out and do some little undercover video footage. That'd be a good one for the little iPhone. I can just go around walking around with this thing. Just kind of have this swinging by my side with my arm with this little pop socket. Very convenient. I can just do. Anyway, Matt says, "Come on, get a job and start a family, Brian." Dude, so many millennials are failing to do any of that stuff, and home ownership, starting a family, all these milestones that that the previous generation, especially mainly the boomers, that's something that they enjoyed and pretty much took for granted. And it's something that now a lot of millennials, I did a whole entire video about this as well. Not only about millennials being the unluckiest generation in modern history, but 52% of young adults are living with their parents. Yeah, they're not living on their own. They're not buying homes. They're not starting families. They're not doing all that, white picket fence, nuclear family type shit. No, they're living in multi-generational households, maybe even with grandma as well, just to get by, just because of how tight everything is. That's what my generation is facing. It's not uncommon at all. Like I said, 52%. It's actually more common, more likely. There's a higher likelihood, of you running into a person, a young adult around my age and down, who's you just can't get it together, so to speak. And it's not our fault. So anyway, oh God, some people I just can't. Okay, so AJB saying 1930s all over again. Yeah, definitely. I totally 100% agree with that one. But SS Rules DH2. Come on, give me some easier to pronounce screen names. Saying, Brian, not trying to be drama, but if you put forth as much effort working as you do complaining about masks, you would be making a lot of money. Okay, so first of all, like I said, as long as these masks are mandatory, I'm not going to be able to hold a job. That's just the reality of it. And second of all, you must be forgetting, once again, you must be new here, because I never seen that screen name before, that I actually make AdSense revenue off of these videos that I make. Every single one of these videos that I do is incrementally growing my channel and getting me more views, more AdSense dollars wired straight to my bank account. But it's it's all over the place. It's up and down, and I'm trying to grow it and get it stable and get it hopefully to the point where it could completely sustain me, be that reliable. But right now it's just not there. But that's why I'm working at it. I've been working at this channel for nearly 10 years now. 2021, in fact, in February, this is coming up. This is going to be quite a milestone event for me on YouTube. I'm going to do a whole live stream about it too. In February of 2021, Network 126 will officially be 1 decade old. So that's going to be pretty exciting. I've been growing this channel. I've been very dedicated to it, despite living in my dad's kitchen for nearly 7 combined years. And, despite all that, it's a miracle that I've even been able to produce content, in the first place, living like that. That was just very difficult for me. That was a very low point in my life, unfortunately, I hate to say, but that's just not the kind of living conditions that you want to be in, especially for nearly 7 combined years. So anyway, this video is going all over the place, but if you haven't voted by now, let me see if I got any results yet. Oh, here we go. Check this out. Let's go full screen. So this one's I'm confident in taking the COVID-19 vaccine as soon as it becomes available. Strongly agree. I got 4 votes so far. Strongly agree, 25%. Strongly disagree, 75%. And I got 2 likes. I got 3 votes now on the second one, or actually this is the first one. Will you take the COVID-19 vaccine right away? Yes or no? Very simple. Everyone's saying no on this one so far. 3 votes. Oh man, it's got a like already as well. Ugh. Okay, so anyway, almost a sneeze right there. There's Missy. So I got a lot of things on the community post here, on the community, whatever you call it, the community wall, where I put my other posts that are not videos, like animated GIFs of trolls and my cat. There's another one of Missy. There's another animated GIF that I made back in 2007, June of 2007. So, remember this poll that I did about best pet? Your opinion on what best pet is? Well, that one's got 82 votes now. 35% of you said cat. 44% of you said dog. And 21% of you said other. So just thought I'd throw that out there. Quite interesting results that I get with these. Okay, so I'm going to refresh this one more time. Oh, look at this. I got another one. So this one's got 9 votes now. I'm confident in taking the COVID-19 vaccine as soon as it becomes available. 11% strongly agree. 11% as well are undecided. Strongly disagree, 78%. Very interesting. Oh, and look, the first one's is up to 7 votes now. It's still 100% no. Wow, these are very interesting results. So I guess I'm not alone in feeling apprehensive about this. I definitely don't feel safe taking this shit, especially right away. Especially right away. And I know that's probably going to disappoint some people, but that's just the reality of it. But I see that I got a lot of people who agree with me. I don't want to be a guinea pig either. I mean, who knows what the hell's in that? And as they were saying in that article that I opened with, that they don't even know a whole lot about the virus yet, and they're trying to rush out with the vaccine already all of a sudden. It just, no. That just screams no to me. This one's got 8 votes now. Will you take the COVID-19 vaccine right away? It's still 100% no. Wow. That is nuts. That is nuts. Anyway, guys, this is going on 39 minutes now. This is only supposed to be like a maximum of 10 minutes. All right, so I'm sure this is going to get a lot of votes later. So like I said, I'm going to do a video later on down the road where I'm going to just go over all the results and what I think about it. And hopefully it'll get, both of these will get like hundreds of votes, ideally. So feel free to go ahead. You can go, the URL bar up here. Go ahead and just copy this URL, or actually, or does it work like, I don't know if, well, whatever. You can go directly to it, and I don't know if my link will work, being that I'm logged in, that this is my account. Your link might be a little bit different. Oh, this one's got 11 votes now. But anyway, just I believe you can click directly on it. Oh, I got Rod Seller over here. I believe you can click directly on it. It'll take you like to its own individual page. And if you want, to break them up and make it easier for people to find, copy the link if you're able to, and you post it on Facebook or whatever. And because I want to get as many votes as I possibly can. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram. Just share the shit out of it on all those social media websites. So Rod Seller saying, I voted strongly disagree. I have no idea what's in that vaccine. They could have chemicals that make men sterile. On top, this is all part of the depopulation agenda. Very interesting point, Rod. And a lot of people have been saying as well that they might even try to slip an RFID chip in that shit as well. You know, the mark of the beast, so they call it. Let's see if this gets any more before I wrap this video up. 14 votes now. Oh, look at this. Again, this is I'm confident in taking the COVID-19 vaccine as soon as it becomes available. 14% say strongly agree. 7% undecided. And another 7% disagree. And 71% strongly disagree. So that remains the overwhelming prevalent majority of you. Wow, that's actually very interesting and insightful. I feel like a scientist now. Dr. Fritz. Should go around calling myself. Wait, let me refresh this. That's still at 14. This is at 10 now. Oh, look. I guess one person voted yes about will you take the COVID-19 vaccine right away. But still 90% of you, of those 10 votes, say no. So apparently I'm in good company. I'm in a lot better company than I am in the mask situation, apparently. That's just the way it is, I guess. But it is what it is. Some of us just can't wear the masks. And it is what it is. Hate us if you want, but no faces saying you'll take it if it means having internet access. Well, at that point, then it's essentially become the mark of the beast. Can't buy or sell or participate in society. So at that point, I don't know if I'd want to live on this planet anymore. I'd be contemplating a lot of depressing, morbid things at that point. Hopefully it'll take a long time before we get to that point. But it does look like we are going to get to that point, unfortunately. Man, what an interesting, or what a time to be born, as I should have said. So I was trying to say. All right, so these aren't getting any more yet. I guess everyone's asleep, and everyone who's awake has voted already. But I can already tell I think this is going to get a lot more, especially since I'm doing a whole video about this. Lonesome Shep says Trump said he would deploy military to administer the vaccine. See, those are the kind of things that I'm afraid of. What's up, Texas Made? If you can't buy and sell, then just have to take what I need. Yeah, that's the grim reality of everything, of the situation that we're headed into. It's not pretty, but what are you going to do when you're hungry and you can't buy food without that chip? And those hunger pangs start getting you and driving you nuts. Start getting the shakes, you start getting all sweaty. What are you going to do? It's going to get very ugly. That's some real